away with it in the second half. Futsal Factory, however, they were looking strong at the start. They're on a 2-game skid. They played the top side in the division, Liquid, and lost 5-1. And just recently lost in a nail-biter at the last second to Inter Detroit, 2-1. So they're looking to change the tide there and jump a little bit further up in the standings. With a win today, the Cedars will find themselves in a 3-way tie for first place. Depending on goal differential, they might even be in first place outright with a tie-breaking win over the Stars 2-0 earlier this season. Futsal Factory, however, looking to jump up into fourth, possibly even third, with a win today over the Cedars. Futsal Factory has elected to take the kickoff. They're going to be in all black kits, moving from left to right, staring straight into the setting sun, and Cedars in their all white kits, moving right to left. We'll see how this one shakes out. We've got a lot of the heavy hitters from both sides in the lineup today. Starting in goal with Futsal Factory is Matt Plether. In a back line for their 4-3-3 is Jaden Pickett, Connor Simpson, Josh Jazinkowicz, and Lucas. In the midfield, we've got Robert Oates, Philip Luchette, and Yunez Ramachiku. And up top, Graham Unsworth, Xavier Yuli, and Adbisa Cabeto. Now, playing in that 4-3-3, I think we can expect to see some high attacking winger play. And to counter that, Cedars line up in a pretty standard 4-4-2 that'll most likely evolve into a 4-3-3 as well. Big switch from Futsal Factory. Comes to nothing. We got a first Cedars throw of the night. Hassan Taoud on the ball. Now, historically this season, Cedars have looked to strike hard and early in each game, and here comes a direct through ball. This one's just going to have a little too much pepper on it, roll out a play for a Futsal Factory throw deep in their own half. But Cedars like to test the defense early on. They're going to throw a couple through balls. They're going to try to hit you with some 1-2 combinations and see if they can draw blood early. Futsal Factory, however, takes a little bit of time to get into the game, and there's going to be much more of a possession emphasis coming out of the back for Futsal Factory. Here they are moving it out of their back line. Some strong defensive effort from Ahmed Salman to knock that one free. Cedars moving the ball along the back line, trying to loosen up the other team, draw them further up the field. Cedars with Yanni Kanopoulos getting the start in goal. Futsal Factory goalkeeper just shields that ball out of play for a goal kick. Just barely outside of his box, so can't pick it up. Yanni Kanopoulos gets his second start in a row for Cedars in goal. This time, however, we do have Evan Mazurik on the bench to come in if his name is called. Futsal Factory looking to move the ball up the right side. Met with some immediate pressure to knock the ball free. Flag goes up for offsides, and linesman is right in line with that back line there. Sharp eye. Ball's in play already. Cedars looking to play it quick. Along the back line for the Cedars, we're going to have Eli Bride, Ahmed Salman, Jacob Walter, and Mushtabe Al-Hasnawi, who errant pass gives away possession cheaply to Futsal Factory, and they get a throw in the attacking third. The midfield for Cedars is a tough nut to crack, and they're quick on the counter. Suleiman, Abuzema, Abed Swiden, and I believe we'll have Mohammed Hamoud coasting forward into that right wing position. Also up top, we've got Noor Aoud and Hassan Daoud. And of course, they're going to recycle play here. Ahmad Hamad will set into the right wing. Some more possession play. Not looking to give up anything cheaply. We got a big switch that gets sniffed out by Cedars. Some crafty play there by Noor. And here we come, rolling the ball forward. That's going to have too much weight on it. But again, they're looking for a very direct through ball. And there's an art to it on a turf field, especially because if you're playing it that directly, you got to get the right weight on it. And the timing's got to be almost perfect. Otherwise, it's going to roll harmlessly to that goalkeeper almost every time. There's two ways around that. You can either play the ball perfectly or play a more angled through ball so that it doesn't roll on into that penalty area, and the goalie then has to make a decision on whether or not they want to risk coming out. Turnover here for Futsal Factory. And this gets coughed up. He's trying to find his right wing, but here comes the counterattack, and this is a beautiful through ball. We got Ahmad Hamad on the ball. Dangerous player, and that is handled beautifully by Josh Jazinkowicz. Futsal playing with a really high line early on in this game. So the through ball, as we just saw, very well may be on, as long as it's got that angled approach to it. So that one, the goalie's not going to come out and claim, and it allows Ahmad Hamad to run onto it, and we've got our first corner of the game. Cedars going to take an in-swinger, waiting for the big guys to get in. Jacob Walter pointing to his head. Flicked on by Noor. This one's cleared harmlessly out of play at the halfway line by Futsal Factory as they survive their first corner.
Way too easy. Hey, you gotta cut the field in half one way.
Noor on the ball. Again, patient play. Al-Hasnawi. Noor's pointing for the, he wants the ball fed to him up that line. There's high intensity in the first 5 minutes of play here from the Cedars. They're not going to give Futsal Factory too much time on the ball. And if the name of the club says anything, futsal being a game of ball control, passing, quick movements, it's probably a good idea not to give them too much oxygen to play with. This one's going to roll out of play, and we're got a Futsal Factory throw. They're going to take it deep, trying to get behind the back line of the Cedars. And the Cedars clean it up. They're going to look to build again, and this is usually a little slip. This one goes out for a throw. When the Cedars win the ball that deep in their own defensive third, you can see their eyes straight up field. They're looking for their outlet players to get a quick counter because they know there's a lot of space to exploit, and with the amount of speed they have in their midfield and their front line, it can be a very, very dangerous transition point. Futsal Factory with the throw. Knocked out. They're going to get another one. And again, these tight passing triangles Not surprised at all to see that. And here comes Cedars. They got acres of room. Tearing up the right line there is Ahmad Hamad on the ball. And another beautiful defensive play, this time by Jaden Pickett with Futsal Factory to keep Ahmad Hamad out of the box. And that's going to be a tall order to do for a full 90 minutes. We're only 8 minutes in, and they've had to make 2 stellar defensive plays to keep them down. Cedars look to flick that one on. You can see Mohamed Ahmoud looking for someone to run along the back line. No takers this time. Here comes the through ball. And it's going to be offsides. Ooh, that's a tight one. Looks like the linesman's right in line with this one. That would have been Hassan Daoud, would have been his 2nd goal of the week. You have to say it's a beautiful through ball, and Hassan does exactly what he needs to do. Gets his foot on it and slides that one through the keeper's legs, but flag goes up, and that one's not going to count. There might be a little bit of a psychological bonus to scoring that goal, though, so even though it's not on the scoreboard, there's something about watching that ball hit the back of your own net that can be a little unnerving. So we'll see if Futsal Factory makes any adjustments to make sure that these early through balls aren't as effective. Beautiful passing triangles here from Futsal Factory. They're looking to pick apart the Cedars midfield. No foul there. Robert Oates gets the ball. Still in play. Some patient defending from Cedars. They're just waiting for Futsal Factory to show it to them. And here they come again. These are the counter moments that are so dangerous, and that's just not the right pass to play. Lucas on the ball. Mushtaba does well to neutralize it, but the clearance goes nowhere. Futsal Factory's right back in play. And that one's poked free. Xavier Yuli waiting for that one to come down. Gets poked free by Jacob Walters with Cedars. Another early switch, that's not going to come off. Futsal Factory trying to set up for the cross, but some diligent defending from the right wing, Ahmad Hamad. Not shy in front of goal, and not shy to get back and win the ball. Cedars throw to Hassan Daoud does well to bring that one down. Cedars back in play. They're going to want to switch the field here. Mohamed Hamoud gets fouled for his efforts, and here comes the early play to Hassan. Beautiful through ball there. Looks like the ball may have still been rolling, which is why this whistle came. No card. The official takes a moment to have a quick word with Yunez. All right, Cedars back in play, and the element of surprise no longer being there. They're going to play this one short. Hassan Daoud on the ball again. Does such a great job holding up play, and there's the cross that we're looking for. Noor Aoud driving into the box. Quick step over to his left foot. Left-footed shot off the chest of Matt Plether, and Futsal Factory has a critical save. Ball's in play quickly. They take a short corner. Cedars going to be looking to draw blood here. Al-Aznawi on the ball. Some good patience. And that one's going to sail harmlessly into the hands of Matt Butler, who has logged the first save of the game off a venomous left-footed shot. Hassan Daoud does a brilliant job bringing a bouncing ball down and just blindly hits a switch through ball to Naur, and very, very easily could have been our first goal. Here we go, very well-timed run, and the flag does come up. You have to think Xavier Yuli is going to be testing that back line. I will say that the goalkeeper is quick and alert. ready to come out and make a challenge on the ball, and positioning, probably the most important stat for any goalkeeper that can make or break the game. Still 0-0 here, and we got another beautiful through ball. Aoud's going to take the goalie on one-on-one, and some great goaltending there to come and snuff out the threat. He's just looking to drag the ball over to his left foot and walk it past him, but goalie comes high off of his line. Oh, some casual possession play. This one's going to roll out for a corner kick. And that is not something you want to see if you're Futsal Factory. You work so hard to make this save, to win the ball, and you just give up possession. That corner comes to nothing. We're going to have a throw driven into the near post and just flicked on harmlessly by Jaden. It's going to be a Cedars throw up near the corner flag to restart play here. You get a sense of building momentum from the home side as the Cedars are not shy about moving this ball forward. This one's going to roll out for a goal kick. And if I'm Futsal Factory, I'm going to take this moment to slow the game down a little bit and just try to snuff out some of the flames. They definitely have to figure out a way to take Aoud out of the game with these through balls. His speed is proving to be too much for the current setup for Futsal Factory. Cedars are definitely exposing some weaknesses, and once you see a weakness in the wall, you just ram at it until it breaks. Futsal Factory looking a little shaky here. Hassan on the ball, flag comes up, and it's going to be offsides. Some crafty play. Suleiman Abuzema wants to just lay that one off softly to Hassan Daoud, and they are on the same page. It looks like they're just a half a step ahead of the line. Now, I can't tell if Futsal Factory is doing an offside trap or it's just happenstance where we've got two offside calls here for Daoud, who's really pressing. Futsal Factory knocks this one out of play. We got a Cedars throw. It can be frustrating for forward to be offsides, especially when he puts the ball in the back of the net, but it's a sign that he's really close to timing his run to perfection, and if he keeps up his runs and they keep playing the way that they're playing, there's going to be a few that'll get through that won't have the flag come up, and it's a real dangerous situation to play with. Cedars on the ball. Now with the delayed kickoff, the sun will play less of a factor here in the second half, but right now, Futsal Factory's staring it in the eyes. Cedars back in possession. Sweden loses the ball to a double team. Futsal Factory. Big early switch, trying to find Yunez, and Cedars have two guys just right on top of him. That one's not going to come off. Cedars try their own switch. That just doesn't have the right flavor. Ahmad Hamad wants that ball at his feet. He checking back into play. He wants that ball fed to his feet so he can turn and go. Futsal Factory takes the goal kick. Trying to skip their lines again, try to find their front man. Heel flick by Oud, doesn't come off. Jacob Walter's going to elect to pass this one back to Kanopoulos. $18 minutes gone. Plenty of time left on this one. This is going to be offsides as well. And that is, so the first two offsides, it's just good timing of the runs, and it's off by a few inches. That one is a little bit of a switch off, and we got a gorgeous through ball. That's right back. Connor Simpson gets a cross in, and this ball's going to go out of play. Canopolis tried to gather it, and it just falls out of bounds. We got a corner kick for Futsal Factory, and just the perfectly weighted through ball up the line there. And just like that, we got a dangerous goal scoring opportunity. We'll see what Futsal Factory does with this. Graham Unsworth on the ball with a right-footed in-swinger. That one gets dealt with at the front post, headed away by Cedars. Cedars eager to attack, and it's certainly opening up some space behind their back line, which got exploited there. Here comes Futsal Factory again. Cutting over to his left foot, Connor Simpson. And this could spell trouble because Simpson's one of their center backs, and we're down to a back three. If he's on sides, which does not look like he was, Muhammad Hamoud just ventures too far forward. And it does look like Futsal Factory is playing a trap in addition to their high line. So they're waiting and working together as a unit. When they feel like that ball's about to be played, they're taking one or two steps forward to try to move that offsides line. Hassan Daoud with a good win in the midfield, and another beautiful through ball. Noor Awood's going to have a third whack of it here. Cuts over his right foot. Big save. Matt Plether with his third save of the game. All of them coming from Noor Awood's strikes. Left foot to the near post, saved with the chest. Came out to neutralize a breakaway, and there punches away a powerful right-footed shot. We got an in-swinger coming from the corner. Goes to the back post. That's flicked on. That's Ahmad Salman trying to keep that one in play. Futsal Factory launches this one deep, and Canopolis comes way out, 40 yards out of his goal to clear that one. And you got to say that was a smart decision on his part, because the speed of Xavier on Futsal Factory was absolutely going to play a factor in that one-on-one. Here's Hassan Daoud with another give and go. Ahmad Hamad working the ball up, and this one's going to get neutralized again for another corner. Futsal Factory wise to Ahmad Hamad's footwork. They've contained it so far. 21st minute. The corner count is mounting here for Cedars, and they've got some dangerous players in the air. We'll see if they'll make something of it here with a outswinger. Goes to the backside. Beautiful header. And that's Ahmed Salman just trying to loop that one into the far post, and goalie has enough time to get over there. Fourth shot on target for the Cedars already in this game, and they're heating up. Another big through ball. This one's gonna roll harmlessly to the Cedars goalkeeper. Ahmad Hamad on the ball. Threat neutralized yet again. Josh Jazinkiewicz right on him, wearing him like a shirt. This ball's gonna get picked off. Abu Zama cycles back to Al-Hasnawi. Hassan Daoud on the ball again, and Futsal Factory needs to identify him as a danger man, because even with his age, with that comes a ton of experience, and he is facilitating left, right, and center. Xavier on the ball. and he finds in plenty of space Graham Unsworth on his right foot. Drills it right at Yanni, but parries it over the bar, and we got a corner kick. That's the first shot on target for Futsal Factory so far. This is going to be an outswinger coming from Graham Unsworth. Two hands go up, usually means to the backside of the box. There it is, back post, challenges for the header, and this one's headed away, only to the top of the box. Right-footed shot's gonna travel harmlessly wide left of the goal. When I was growing up, they called that back post guy the garbage man, and their job is basically to pick up anything that trickles out the backside, and the ball gets laid off to Yunez, who takes a right-footed shot. Beautifully worked corner kick, comes to nothing. Still 0-0 in the 25th minute here. The sun continues to set. I think the player's shadows are about 15 yards long at this point. Maybe 12 yards. Futsal Factory patient with the ball, moving it left to right in their back line. Eyes forward, trying to find the wrinkle, and he's going to dump it. This is going to have way too much salt on it, and it's going to roll out for Cedars' goal kick. We're going to see some subs coming in here for Futsal Factory. You're going to see number 3 forward, Carter Higgins, and he's going to be coming on for Xavier. We also have number 11, Jared Peterman, another forward. And you got to say, that is going to tell us the story of what their plan is, because they're taking off Yunez, who's a midfielder. And Michigan Futsal Factory sees an opportunity here in, we'll call it the second quarter of the game, the last half of this, this first half. And they see something, and they feel that they can draw some blood here, and now's the time. Always a good idea to get a goal in the first half here. Ball comes in off a deep turnover. Patient play, maybe too patient. That's sub Peterman with his first touch of the game. Finds himself with the ball at the top of the box, and you got to say, that's the time to pull the trigger. Here comes Cedars looking to punish. Noor Aoud again. Cuts over to his right foot. Swings the ball over. Abu Zema. Hamad. Oh, it's unfortunate. Goes to cut with the ball and just catches it. And here comes Futsal Factory looking to exploit. Graham Unsworth on the ball, right side. Quick step over, cuts over to his left foot. They're moving around the middle of the park. Philip Luchette lays it off. Good opportunity for a cross here. Yeah, it's offsides. And that's rough positioning. There's no real excuse for it if you're that player who's offsides there, because he's looking straight across the line. It's a football field. We got reference points here. And, you know, you got to say he's either getting caught offsides there. It's not a good spot to be. It's a good attack. Just completely neutralized. Cedars back on the ball. Cedars looking up that red line, trying to find Hamad. He's a real weapon for the Cedars this season, and always dangerous on the ball. Sometimes you just gotta get it to his feet and watch the lightning strike. This is gonna roll out of play, and we got a handful of subs. Rolando Benitez is gonna come in the center mid for Cedars. You got Fadi Omar, who's most likely gonna be going in up top, yep, for Hassan Daoud. Futsal Factory has Dorian Bouchek coming in. And and Esteban Morado. The only unused sub so far for Futsal Factory is their player coach, Cal Suleiman. I'd be surprised if we didn't see him on the field here pretty soon. Plenty of experience, Schoolcraft College alum, with an absolute missile of a left foot. Scores plenty of goals in the futsal court. Big throw from Cedars, trying to find Fatty Omar. Brings it under play. Ahmad Hamad on the ball. Gets snuffed out. But not for long. Cedars pressing again. Big cross for Naur. He's able to catch. Right-footed cross. No one's there. Probably trying to find Benitez. I think the hardest thing about playing this Cedars team is simply the fact that they don't have any one singular way that they attack you. They pinch and probe from every angle, every direction. You got long balls, you got give and goes up the middle. They're not shy about using every play in the handbook to try to crack the defense, and they're just testing it out. They're trying to figure out what's going to work, and they're using that. And that's why you see so many goals from the Cedars in the second half of these games this season, because by halftime they've got a good sample size, and that's happened today as well, already generating 4 dangerous opportunities and shots on net. Still 0-0 as we enter the 30-minute mark. This is a dangerous situation here. Ahmad Hamad on the ball. He's going to take this one with his right foot. Slams into the uprights. That's over the crossbar, out of play for a goal kick. That was probably the first time that he's looked up in the final third and realized that he's got some breathing room, and he makes no hesitation, rips a shot, just goes over the crossbar. We're going to have about a 2-minute break here for water. Even with the sun going down at 8 p.m. Start time, it's still pushing 80 degrees here, probably closer to 85 on this turf. It's just been baking in the sun all day. This will be a great opportunity to water up, do a little bit of game planning here for these final 15 minutes of the first half. Could be anyone's game. Now the Cedars, there's a lot on the line here, and that might be why they're overcommitting a little bit going forward, because they know all it takes is a win tonight, and they are at the top. 3-way tie, but at the top. I do believe that with a 2 or 3 goal margin, they would overtake everyone on goal differential and head-to-head and truly sit at the top. But you got to remember, they got a game in hand over their other opponents in the top 5 here. Even Futsal Factory has 7 games played. Troy, who Cedars just beat handedly 5-1. Stars are at the top of the table right now, tied with Liquid. Cedars had a win versus the Stars. They tied Liquid, and they're looking to do some damage again in the top half of the table tonight against Futsal Factory. Arguably their strongest opponent remaining in their schedule. Futsal currently sitting at 5 out of the 10 teams in the Great Lakes Division of the Midwest Premier League. Besides them, they've got Inter Detroit, who's in 8th, Legends in 10th, Badgers in 9th. So they've done a lot of the work needed so far. Every game is critical, and you really can't rely on the records of your opponents. Here we go, big switch, and Graham Unsworth's got some time on the ball. Just kidding. Great defensive recovery from Noor Aoud. Rejuvenated from that water break. He gets back quickly to knock this one out of play for a throw. But once you start looking at your remaining schedule and you think to yourself, oh man, we got the Legends, they haven't won any of their first 6 games, and you show up and you take that game lightly, they can hurt you. And that's one of the things about being long throw here. This one's going to get headed out, but not out of the box. Cedars trying to clear their lines. Esteban Morado hunting it down. And here come Fatty Omar with plenty of space, but again, great defensive diligence. They're getting back in a hurry. Michigan Futsal Factory not looking to give Omar any free space. This is a pretty easy call here. Simple foul right in the center circle. But you see it in every division. You know, if you are at the top, you're at the crest of the standings, it puts a big target on your back, and everyone wants to be the season ruiner. Even if it's already out of reach for them, you want to be the team that took someone off the perch. Abu Zema trying to link up with Fatty Omar with a give and go. That one gets snuffed out. And during that water break, we did see Cal Suleiman for Futsal Factory sub in. He's currently sitting at center back. His job largely to contain the likes of Fatty Omar, who's going to be the point man for the Cedars. They're going to be looking to drive it into him and have him hold up play. Goal kick. Futsal Factory in possession, looking to head out of the back. Big left-footed cross. This is, again, Connor Simpson, defender for Futsal Factory, driving into the box to create this opportunity. A great effort on his part. And Connor Simpson earns yet another corner for Futsal Factory, and they have been very organized with these corner kicks so far. Certainly some stuff that they've worked on. We've already seen the 2 hands go up from Graham Unsworth here with another right-footed in-swinger. And I believe that's 2 hands is to the back post. He holds up the number 2, so this is going to be the PK spot. It's not going to make it there, though. That one gets headed away. Cedars do well to defend that 0-0 scoreline. Ball goes out of play right in front of the 4th official, who puts up his imaginary flag. Cedars throw. We're in the final 9 minutes here of the first half at Fordson in Dearborn. And Cedars host number 5, Futsal Factory. Cedars with a record of 4-1-1. Futsal Factory, 3 wins, 3 losses. Cal Suleiman on the ball. Big left foot, he finds his 9. You can tell why he's the coach. His precision's been completely perfect for the first couple minutes here. Fatty Omar, that one just trickles below him, out of his reach and into the hands of the goalkeeper. Matt Plethers had plenty of work to do today, but that wasn't a stressful moment for him by any means. Futsal Factory looking to possess, and you know, it's just a work rate of Ahmad Hamad coming back. He's not sitting up high and waiting for the ball. He's going to go get it, and he wins possession for his team there. Marood on the ball in the midfield. Patient play from the Cedars. Nouraoud in foreign territory over on the right side of the field this time. Can't link up with Ahmad Hamad. And here come Futsal Factory. They got a really great opportunity. They're releasing their defenders all the way up the field, and it is causing a little bit of chaos for the Cedars as they're just not picking up the defender. You don't think about the defender as a threat, but 3 or 4 times now, Connor Simpson's coasted forward, and we got a quick foul. Futsal's going to have a free kick. And Futsal Factory, the opportunities are there. They got to get their head up, recognize them, and act on them just a little faster. Connor Simpson in acres of space there. If he gets the ball, he's into the box, and there's a lot of damage to be done. Ball's in play. Graham Unsworth. He's going to switch it all the way to Cal Suleiman. He's just going to drive it straight back in. Some beautiful possession play here from Futsal Factory, trying to stretch the Cedars out. Left-footed cross comes in from Connor Simpson. I guess we could just notch that one down as a shot. A little anemic, but it's on target, so it hits the sheet. And with that being said, we got another deep ball over the top of Hamad on the ball. Left-footed shot. Sails wide left. That's how quick it can happen. You have a dangerous opportunity, ball ends up in the hands of the goalie, you cannot put your head down, you can't shut off even for a second, because the Cedars drive it straight back up the middle and make the right decision. Fatty Omar on the ball, right-footed shot, gets snuffed out. Left-footed now, another block by Futsal's defense. And Mohamed Hamoud looking to shape that one into the corner. Great defensive effort from Futsal Factory as they neutralize not one but two of the Cedars frontman shots, one with the right foot, one with the left foot. They've got a strong goalie, definitely has some capable gloves on, but anytime you can keep that ball away from the net, you do whatever you need to do to stop that thing. No harm as the shot trails out of bounds. Took a deflection on the way in, so Cedars are going to have a corner kick on the far side. Electing for a left-footed in-swimmer from Alice Nawi. Takes it short. Ball at the top. Noor Aoud on the ball under heavy pressure. A little give and go to loosen up the field. Finds Fatty Omar. And he's got what's probably a triple team at this point, and they're just suffocating the game. Simpson plays back to Peterman. As Robert Oates gets bumped off the ball. Futsal Factory retained possession. Trying to find a way under the score sheet. 5 minutes left in the first half. Both teams very diligent and organized. There's just not enough movement off the ball for Futsal Factory to really give an obvious opportunity. Here comes Cedars, though. They're looking to exploit it on the counter. Abuzema on the ball. Beats his man. That's Cal. Rolling over to his right foot. Plays Ahmad Hamad on. And we got an own goal. Brutal outcome, but a beautiful attack, and that is how counterattacks work. Ahmad Hamad creates the opportunity. I don't know if you give him an assist at that point, and that's a recovering center back or maybe a center mid, and he's doing everything he can to neutralize the square ball coming from Ahmad Hamad, but at the end of the day, we've got an own goal from Futsal Factory. Got some subs coming in for Cedars as they look to close out. And you gotta appreciate the optimism off of the restart as Futsal Factory cracks a 55-yard shot. Yanni just sit down, not concerned. So in the 40th minute, we have our first lead of the night, which just goes to show, you know, we're not even at halftime yet, and we've had so much attack and play. And here we come again. Cedars charging up the right side. 4-on-4 opportunity. Well defended, and the side tackle gets whistled for a foul. It looked like he got quite a bit of the ball, and you got to wonder maybe he was showing his studs or something to draw the whistle there. Slide tackle is an art, really. And if you don't get it perfect, you run the risk of giving up a free kick, and this is a dangerous one. Cedars are potent from this range, only about 25 yards out, and it's just off center, so plenty of room to slip this in near post or try to go far post. We'll see what Cedars make of it here. Left-footed shot. Great positioning from Matt Plether to get over there and gather the ball. His 5th save of the night. The only one he hasn't saved is the one his own player put in the net. And as a goalkeeper, it's easy to trust the wall and kind of cheat to one side or the other. You can tell Matt was exactly where he needed to be there. Cedars back in possession, though. This is where they're dangerous, moving up the sidelines. Futsal Factory deals with it, and a beautiful sliding challenge from Benitez earns his team possession again. We got an early cross, looking for Jafar, who beats the goalkeeper, and that's Jaden Pickett, who comes in and snatches that ball off of the line, clears it out of play. Could have easily been 2-0 there, and that just shows you. Right-footed shot from Fatty Omar. This one gets blocked as well. That just shows you that Futsal Factory is not out of it. You can feel the momentum shift. Cedar knows it. Futsal's definitely feeling it here, and they're looking to do a little bit of damage in the last few minutes. The opportunity will be there. Cedars are not done attacking. Some crafty play on the right side. Quick step over, looking for. Really, he's just trying to drive the ball into the box where you're a little more dangerous, can't really get fouled. Flicked on. Left-footed shot, straight to goalkeeper. That was a substitute for the Cedars. First punt of the game, 45th minute. We got a Cedars throw right in front of their bench. Futsal is going to need to find their width in this second half. Oh, and that transition pass just doesn't work out. And here comes Cedars. This is not a good situation to be in if you're Futsal Factory trying to defend your already down 1-0. Cedars moving the ball across the top of the box, just trying to find that shooting window. There it is, right-footed shot, again straight into the arms of Matt Plether, who's picking up some easy saves, you gotta say. There could be a lot more done. We got a quick whistle, throw in from the Cedars. Just need a little bit more damage out of these shots from the Cedars. It's really finding the secure hands of the Futsal Factory's goalkeeper. Gonna have to do something special to beat him. We're into 2 minutes of stoppage time here in the second half. So again, with the higher temperatures and the water breaks, we're seeing more and more stoppage time this summer. Goes out of play. We got another Futsal Factory throw. Some good attempted hold-up play there from Carter Higgins, but eventually gets bumped off the ball. Cedars back in possession. They're going to see if they can generate one more attack out of this first half and pad their lead. Futsal Factory definitely looking like they want the halftime whistle to come. Cedars switched off to the right. Jacob Walter on the ball. Ali Jafar. Oh, bad turnover. And you got to say, Simpson's been very, very forward for the Futsal Factory, and he earns a big turnover. This is going to be a foul. And the last attacking moment might very well be this free kick here. Futsal Factory going to look to get the most out of it. You got to be careful because as you roll your defenders forward and your goalie's standing 40 yards out of his goal, this could easily be a counterattack opportunity for the Cedars as well. And they hit hard and fast. Here comes left-footed cross from Cal. Finds a foot of Fatty Omar all the way back in his own box. And here they come. Muhammad Ahmoud lays it off to Faraj, and mercifully the center official blows his whistle, and we are ready to get rocking. Cedars with a narrow 1-0 lead off of a earned own goal. Cedars creating dangerous attacks, and Futsal Factory just has an unlucky deflection, just when it goes into the back of the net. But Cedars have dominated the attacking game here, and in the same fashion as many of their other games, they change up their starting lineup for the second half. So there are some of the subs that came on in the first half are now starters for the second half. That means the likes of Ahmed, Hamad, Noor, Aoud. You're going to see these guys coming in later. This one gets snuffed out. It's going to go out for a Cedars throw. They're going to come in later in the game, try to attack a winded defense. Little bump waved off by the ref. Mohamed trying to find Faraj. Cedars still in possession here. They're going to swing along the back line. Walter's on the ball. Patient play from the Cedars early in this second half. They're looking to pull Futsal Factory out of their shell a little bit, create some gaps in the midfield to exploit. Always looking for the feet. Faraj is off to Isa.
Come on, guys.
Isa trying to find Jafar. Some tight, organized back line here for Futsal Factory. Keeping the Cedars under lock and key for now. And there's going to be, foul gets waved off. Looking for a right-footed shot, wanders into the box. This one, a heater, sniffing that near post. Just cannot get the curve on it. That's Abed Sweden. First shot of the second half, sails wide harmlessly for a goal kick. 5 seconds later, Cedars are already back in possession. Fatty Omar doesn't do much with it, and Futsal Factory gonna try to build onto some of the successful attacks that they had in the first half. One of the issues they're facing is a lot of their through balls are coming from their back line, like deep in their midfield. And as that ball travels 30, 40, 50 yards, it gives the Cedars some time to get back and claim their shape. We're gonna wanna see Futsal Factory working the ball a little further up the field before hitting those types of switches. Here's another deep one. This is going to be a foot race. Lucas with plenty of speed, but not enough real estate. This one's going to roll out of bounds for a goal kick. You got to say, after seeing that, Al Hasnaoui is probably not going to want to get in any foot races with Lucas Miller. He easily coasted by him on that one, and with a little bit less power on that through ball, could have been a very dangerous opportunity headed into the box. Futsal Factory back on the ball. It's interesting, their back four seems to be shifting into a sweeper-stopper setup whenever they have the ball, where one will coast forward, the other drops in. Yunez on the ball in the corner, tries to beat. This one rolls out for a corner. Tries to beat Ahmad Salman, does a great job tidying up that play. Great bump off of the Futsal Factory setting up now. Right-footed in-swinger. Let's see where they want to put this one. Two hands go up. Back post. Header. This one gets cleared away, not far by the Cedars. Right-footed shot sails high and wide. That's Yunez Ramachiku looking to put Futsal Factory on the board. Doesn't make the right contact there, but a juicy opportunity just 12 yards out from goal. You want to put those ones on frame, if nothing else. Give it an opportunity to pinball off of a defender. The high press from Cedars pays off. They pick up possession again. This one's going to go all the way back to Yanni. Not even Yanni is safe from this full court press. Futsal Factory, Xavier Yuli strolling all the way up into the six to put him under pressure. Keep that ball moving. Futsal Factory's back in possession. Yuli takes a little slip. That's unfortunate timing. Crafty turn from Faraj, and he's setting him free. Issa on the ball, right foot, sliding challenge. This one might be our first yellow of the game. That was a heavy slide tackle. Misses the ball, gets both of the feet. And I love to see this. The ref not quick to pull the card. He's just going to go have a word with the player, let him know, hey man, you're on your this is your get out of jail free. What does Spider-Man say? Everyone gets one. Well, he just got his, and you have to say the next one will produce a card. But absolutely love to see that from the officials managing the game without having their own effect on it. Mohamed Hamoud on the ball here, right-footed in-swinger, going to find the back post. It's just not going to make it through. That's not a good free kick. You got to get that one into play. Cedars fortunate to regain possession. That's a much better one. Why didn't you do that the first time? Flag goes up for offsides. And that's the second offsides that's just so close. It really just doesn't look like it's quite offsides. You know, the Cedars had a goal early in this game from Hassan Daoud that, again, just looked on sides and such narrow margins, you never know. But here come Futsal Factory up the middle. Well dealt with. Cedars doing a great job to just get their body into play. You don't have to win the ball. You just got to stop that player from moving forward. And here they come. The quick fast break. Issa on the ball. Oh, wow. He's looking for Omar. And another huge deflection from that futsal backline. Almost puts the ball in the back of the net again. Matt Plethers, smart to it. Gets a great diving save on his near post. He's not having that happen again. I'll say that much. Big save from Butler. That's his 6th of the night. He's really been putting in the work. Futsal Factory only down by 1 here. So much can change these games. Here comes the in-swinger. Just a little too high off the head of Rolando Benitez. This one goes out for a goal kick. It does not take long for the tides to turn, and you have to say this game smells like it's got a few more goals in its pocket, and I wouldn't be surprised to see some hit the back of the net in the next couple minutes here, as both teams are really throwing a lot of players forward and leaving these significant spaces behind their back line. And both teams are dangerous counterattacking teams. It's part of their game plan. Rolando almost loses the ball, does well to keep possession there. Cedars moving the ball forward, and here's all that space we were just talking about. Isa in acres of space to get the ball back on his favorite right foot. Drops it. We got another right-footed cross. Beautiful. Oh, beautiful save. Matt Butler gets his foot down to knock that one free. Swiden strolls into the box, almost unopposed. Plays a great through ball. And shot on target for the home side, Cedars. We got unnecessary roughing on Xavier Yuli. A great show of respect between the two opponents. Helps them up, gives them a high five. Love to see that. Hard physical play. Not looking to hurt anyone, just looking to win that ball. You gotta say, first 5 minutes, Futsal trying to exploit the speed matchup, but they're gonna have an issue here because the counterattacks are just, in my opinion, just way too dangerous. It's too much of a risk sending all those guys forward. You don't need 7 guys to score a goal. So they're gonna have to find a balance here and plug up those gaps in the midfield. Even now, we got 6 players on a full court press, and all it takes is a long ball like this, and we got a 3-on-4. Isa having a field day with all this time. His cross comes right back to him. He's pushing over to his left foot, takes a stumble. Futsal almost gifts the ball back to him, but it's harmlessly away. And Futsal Factory looking to strike with the counterattack of their own. And these guys are just trading fouls. This time, it's Ahmed Salman who pulls down Xavier Yuli. And these are just 2 players who understand the speed and danger of their opponent, and they're not taking any chances with it. Quick to pull the guy down in midfield. Futsal Factory tries to take it quickly. Ref says, wait for my whistle. Now we're in play. Futsal Factory trying to get on the board here. Started out this season with a loss, then enjoyed a 3-game winning streak. Or started out the season with, the loss was against Troy, and then 3-game winning streak. And now they're on the flip side of it. This is, if nothing changes, this will be their 3rd loss in a row. And that's not a position you want to be in the middle of the table. You need to grab points from everybody, whether they're top of the table, middle of the table, or sitting on the bottom. Futsal Factory, long throw, looking to get a head flicked on. Left-footed shot. And that's a beautifully worked opportunity from a throw, creating something from nothing. That's Ramachiku with a shot that just spirals past the crossbar, hits the bottom of that football uprights, which of course is out of bounds, and goes out for a goal kick. A nice little ring of the bell, a reminder from Futsal Factory that they are well in this game and one strike away from causing some problems for Cedars. Abed Swiden on the ball. Shifts it off left side. They're trying to find a through ball to Fadi Omar. And even Faraj running onto that one. It's going to be too much. Go straight to the goalkeeper. Those through balls have to be a little bit more finessed and a little less straight at the goalie to really come off. An innocent tangling of feet there. Yuli drops to the floor. Certainly no intent, but certainly a foul. Futsal Factory with a free kick on the far side here. Again, in all blacks, moving from right to left on your screen. Cedars looking to defend a 1-0 lead that would see them through to a three-way tie in first place. And all whites at home, moving left to right. Here comes across. That one's just way too low. Second cross, it's just gonna sail out of bounds for a Cedars goal kick. Frustrating to see free kicks within, such a tight distance there. You gotta have a quality service and make the most of the opportunity. There's just, life's too short to throw away those type of half chances. Gotta capitalize. Here comes Cedars. Walter on the ball. You know they're just looking for Mohammed Jamal Isa, as he's had a field day in the right wing of the Cedars attack. Surprised that no goals have come from it. Futsal Factory knocking the ball back, keeping possession, controlling the pace of play. They're under pressure, but the movement off the ball is doing what it needs to do, and every pass has a purpose here. That's a bad turnover. Ooh, and it's whistled for a foul. Looked like a great tackle for a second there. Must have got a lot of foot as well. The referee blows the whistle. We got a Futsal Factory free kick. But that high press can bear fruit sometimes. Almost did so there for the Cedars. It's great, buys the ball. Here comes Hamoud. Plays it off. Hamoud back on the ball, right-footed shot. Great save. Omar, crossbar, out of bounds for a goal kick. And that is brutal. We got a yellow card here. Already out of the pocket from the ref. Probably going to a coach. He's going to have a word with the fourth official, try to see what's going on. One of the coaching staff is going to pick up a yellow card. Futsal Factory's midfield is a little outnumbered here, especially as these turnovers. So our first card of the game goes to someone who's not even wearing a jersey. One of the coaching staff for Cedars, and you got to say, just some harsh words. He submitted his review of the center official and earned a yellow. But Futsal Factory back in the ball. Crafty nutmeg from Philip Luchet. But then the pass does not come off. Cedars happy to launch this one as far upfield as possible so they can get their organization back. Just get a sense that this game's starting to unravel a little bit. Both teams really pressing on the gas offensively. Openings up a lot of gaps in the defense. That's a casual push from behind. Ref says not interested. Through ball to Omar. And you gotta say that's just a waste of possession right there. Futsal Factory back in. Now, that yellow card overshadowing, honestly, what was probably the best chance of the night. And gotta say, with Fatty Omar's goal scoring record, I'm blown away that that one doesn't get put on target. Looks like here, Cedars back in possession. They're going to lay this one off and just kind of kill off any sort of press the Futsal Factory is putting on. Cedars looking to play out of the back. And again, you see 4, 5 Futsal Factory players just high up the field, and that's exactly what the Cedars want. And here they are exploiting the huge gaps below. Here's the first yellow card for a player. Philip Bouchette lowers the shoulder, takes down the on-rushing Cedars midfielder, neutralizes the attack in the 65th minute with the first yellow card of the game to a player. And once the card comes out of the pocket, it's kind of like a dam breaking. And they tend to come in bunches. And Cedars are going to take this opportunity to sub in some serious firepower. Noor Aoud, who was ripping through the back line in the first half, and Ahmad Hamad was just bottled lightning. And he's first touch of the second half here. Looking for Noor. He's going to get a right-footed cross off. It's a great cross. Nobody there. Futsal Factory picks up possession. And this is something that the Cedars are pretty well known for. They save their potent goal scorers for this later part of the game when there's some tired legs and a little bit of chaos. Certainly a second half team. Just a few days ago, playing against Troy, they go into halftime with just a narrow 1-goal margin. And that second half, about halfway through, started ripping in, takes it off the chest. Ahmad Hamad, beautiful control on the sprint. Rips, I don't know if it was a shot or a cross, but that one's going to go out of play for a corner kick. And we're going to see a lot of that from Hamad. Definitely a danger player for the Cedars. He'll be taking this right-footed outswinger from, here's Ahmad. That's deep, that's sailing over everyone. Again, dangerous half chance, corner kicks, free kicks. You need some serious quality coming from these deliveries, and that's the difference between scoring 4 goals and scoring 0 goals. So I hope these guys are able to clean it up and get the most out of these opportunities. Big throw. That one gets headed free by Futsal. Playing with fire. And here we go. He's onside. He's on his own half. Xavier Yuli with a breakaway. One-on-one. Great positioning from goalkeeper Yanni Kanopoulos. Keeps Futsal Factory off the score sheet. With him being that high off the line, you got to wonder if the correct decision from Xavier might have just been to loft that one over, but easier said than done, especially on a dead sprint. One-on-one, huge stop, and we got to give and go. This is definitely offsides. That's the correct call. Flight comes up. Nice little tick-tack play. And again, dangerous opportunity from Futsal Factory. Immediate counter into a dangerous opportunity from Cedars. They are not phased. Quick to put the past aside and focus on the task at hand, which is, you got to say, probably getting a second goal and padding the cushion here. They really want to get these 3 points. Forward got baited to take the space, and he took it. Problem was all that space was behind the back line. Goal kick, Futsal Factory. And this is a bit of a surprise here. Futsal Factory taking off one of their spear points in Xavier Yuli. Not a lot of subs on the bench today for Futsal Factory, and they used 2 of them there, which means they have only 3 remaining. And tactical subbing, such a critical part of your game plan in these types of games, where you got to remember it's real feel, 85, 90 degrees on the field at the start of the game. Even now, with the sun down, the lights out, thermostat's probably saying around 75, but I'll tell you right now, I'm in a air-conditioned box and it doesn't feel like 75. Cedars looking to strike, trying to find Noor, flicks the ball off. You got to say some really diligent midfield defending.
Come on!
Center midfield, such a challenging position because of all the running and dedication, hard work involved. Futsal Factory finds a bit of possession in the attacking third, into the box, left-footed cross, gets snuffed out by Salman.
Stop.
And again, this game does not have a 1-0 feel to it by any means. Futsal Factory again, coasting into the box, right-footed cross, blocked. Cycles it back out. Futsal Factory still in possession, trying to needle their way into the penalty area. They need to get some more shots on frame here. Yanni Kanopoulos in net, already proving that he belongs there. Left foot, top of the box, takes a one-timer. That's Yunez. Great right-footed shot, certainly the right decision to take that one time. Just doesn't get it close enough to that right side netting. Trying to curl it in. And look at all this space, there's acres of space. See if Cedars can exploit it. Can't keep it in play, flag comes up, and that's a bailout flag, you gotta say. But an opportunity for Cedars to bring on some more skill and experience. Got defender Eli Bride coming in. Of course, the experienced Hassan Daoud to slide into that number 9 position, and Suleiman Abuzema. So they're shoring up a little bit of defense. And aside from that, it's business as usual. Hassan Daoud generating many of the opportunities in the first half with his balanced through balls. Cedars strolling forward, almost too many cooks in the kitchen here. They still got the ball. Ahmad rolls this one back to Isa. Benitez, Isa. Here we go.
Come on, play man.
And that's a shame. That's Ali Jafar looking to set Hamad free up the line, just a little too heavy. Pass just had too much on it. But some quick triangle play from the Cedars as they stroll forward. Here's the throw, Futsal Factory. Pinballs off a few players and goes out again. A little closer to half this time. Josh Jazinkowicz has a bit of a cannon of an arm here. Yeah, I'd say some tired looking legs out there for Futsal Factory. Not a whole lot of movement off the ball. It's honestly causing a little bit of issues. We got our second yellow of the game as Aoud gets dragged down. That's going to be number 21, Lucas Miller. Tactical foul, far enough out where it's not so much a danger. Some would argue it's a smart foul to take. And yes, it's a foul, but maybe not worthy of a yellow. Ref possibly factoring in situation into his, or perhaps some past indiscretions from the first half, perhaps. But once the ref says it's a yellow, guess what? You got a yellow. Benitez not able to find anyone with his pass out of the back there, but ball's gonna get knocked around. Futsal Factory throw. Here's a long ball, and again, Futsal Factory with just acres of speed. Lucas Miller strolling past people. Looks like they're standing still when he's on a sprint. He's going to go out for a throw. Futsal Factory back in possession. Their midfield's having a hard time covering the field and all the spaces. Part of it is they're strolling forward. Flag comes up. The linesman's actually signaling for a foul on Hassan Daoud. Good opportunity for 2 more subs, just like in the first half. The pair, Dorian Bushek and Esteban Morado, are going to stroll onto the field. With 15 minutes remaining in regulation, the last remaining sub being their coach, Cal Suleiman. He was a forward in college, known for a powerful, powerful left foot. As his career evolved and as his age went up, you got to say he shifted back into defense, but we're going to have a yellow card here for Hassan Daoud as he encroaches on the free kick. An unfortunate card to take. You know, when I was a kid, my dad always told me, if you're going to get a yellow card, you better earn it. And I don't think he was talking about encroaching a free kick. I think he wanted me to go cleats up on someone. But I promise I'm a nice person, never did that. Futsal Factory back in play. Just lacking some of that sharpness needed to open up this Cedars defense. Big long ball. It's going to be dealt with very comfortably by Cedars defender Mashtabe Al-Hasnawi. Heads it back to his goalkeeper, who, you know, Yanni is just going to take as much time off this clock as possible, try to coax those Futsal Factory players forward. Long ball over the top. Ooh, it's not dealt with by Futsal Factory. Ahmad Hamad's got the ball here in the box, trying to worm his way past the defenders. And we got a little bit of a late foul here. Cedars trying to ping the ball around at the box. Futsal Factory player drops to the earth. Crisis averted for Futsal Factory. As Futsal Factory tries a long ball and Cedars defense is all over it, heads it comfortably back to the keeper. Cedars do the same thing back to Futsal Factory, and it's misjudged, sails over, and you just gotta say it's a difference in, like I said, a sharpness, whether it's physical, mental, all of those play a factor here in the Michigan summer heat. Cedars looking to exploit the midfield again, huge gaps of space. This is Jafar on the ball, tries to play Ahmad Hamad, and again, just they're not finding Ahmad Hamad in the same way that they usually do. You want to say they're about a foot off with these through balls. They just got to find his feet, continue to build, stick to their game plan. These through balls, if they're not coming off, got to change it up. More possession play in the back line as Futsal Factory sends 4. There we go. Hassan on the ball, right foot. Beautiful pass up the middle. What a save. Hassan Daoud, just like he was doing in the first half, feeds Ali Jafar, and a beautiful kick save is all that keeps this one out of the net. Cedars showing what it looks like to play when you are winning. You need to stay out in front, keep the pedal on the gas. They're certainly doing so here. Beautiful intervention by Futsal Factory's goalkeeper, and he's going to collect the corner comfortably. And he's racking up the saves. That's his 9th of the night, and he's certainly earning his gloves. Futsal Factory's still in this. And a little crafty little flick here, and Futsal Factory strolling forward. Josh. Switch the ball, starting to clean it up. Right-footed shot. High and wide. Graham Unsworth looking to tickle the twine, and it's not going to happen if it's not on frame. That one coasts out just to the right of the post. With the temperature no longer being in the heat index danger zone, we really don't need a water break here. Cedars are going to take their time to set up this goal kick as Futsal Factory uses their last sub. Cal Suleiman. Cedars looking to exploit tons of space on this wing. Thrown in left on his left foot. Beautifully defended, and they had to make that tackle. Everyone's scrambling to get back. Cuts over, left-footed cross. Oh, Hassan Daoud's gonna want that one back. Beautiful cross to find the experienced veteran, and Hassan just trickles wide of the goal. That's a painful result from beautiful play. So we've had a couple golden opportunities for Cedars to nail the coffin shut here, and they just have not taken them yet. And keep in mind, this isn't just about the 3 points from this game are important, but goal differential very well may play a factor, as we're going to have a 3-way tie first if this holds. Ahmad onsides, plenty of speed, first touch into the box, right-footed cross, snuffed out. Josh Sinkowitz does a great job recovering and knocking that one free. Goal differential might play a factor here in the standings. Futsal doing really an amazing job to keep this score within one. This is a game that's still attainable and could go either way. Cedars certainly enjoying most of the possession at the moment. Cross comes in. How does that miss everyone?
Oh my God.
Beautiful chest high delivered ball comes in from Hassan Daoud. Nobody touches it. Oh, looks like it took a very, very subtle touch off of a Futsal Factory defender. Cedars throw, big one, headed free. Jared Peterman, Futsal Factory, trying to wrestle possession back into his favor. Cross takes another early deflection. And here comes Futsal Factory. This is the danger. They got 5, 6 players forward. Oh, they're looking for the through ball with Connor Simpson. The flag comes up for offsides, just a little premature on the run. When you've got a 5-on-4 situation like that, I'm not sure the through ball is the correct decision. You got to continue to drive up that left side of the field and pull the defenders out of formation, create those gaps, and then find them in the midfield. Because really, you want that ball around the top of the box, middle of the box. And the through ball is just too risky. Hassan Daoud, beautiful chest control, back and forth play. Left-footed strike. Flag comes up. Offsides, and Ali Jafar just barely strayed offsides. And this is becoming an issue where a step or two is the difference between a goal-scoring opportunity and the other team with critical possession. We're in the final 7 minutes of regulation here, and every possession is an opportunity for a goal. With the way these teams are attacking, so much speed on the counter, and here Cedars come again. Plenty of pace. Can he keep this one in? Left-footed cross. Oh, and that one hits the arm of a Cedars defender. No intent. The ref deems that arm to be in a natural position. This falls to Hassan Daoud, who just cannot get that one on frame. He drops to the ground, and you got to say that looks like a muscle issue. He's gonna want to play through that one. We got a corner kick here. Not much time left, probably 5 minutes or so. Cedars with an in-swinging corner, only sending 4 players into the box, headed free by the near post defender. We got another throw, and with some of the strength on the Cedars lineup, these throw-ins are just like corner kicks. Jacob Walters comes in to take it. He's probably going to put this one into the box, looking to flick it on to the back post. Finds Hassan. Bike! Left-footed bike. Smokes a defender in the face, and this one's going to get whistled dead. That's Jaden Pickett with a painful but crucial stop. Hassan with a gorgeous bike attempt. We're going to have a quick stoppage in play here, as anytime there's a head injury, we're not going to mess around with it. Get this trainer on, get him checked out. All the competitors on the field here aren't going to want to step off. It takes a lot of skill and confidence to try that type of bike in a game, and you got to say Hassan Daoud looked real comfortable with that one. So because this was stopped due to an injury, the way this is going to work is the team that was in possession is going to get a drop ball to their feet. So it looks like right now the ref's telling Futsal Factory, hey, you got to back up a little bit. We're dropping to Cedars, and the second this ball touches the ground, we're in play. Hassan can't just knock it back because Cedars have 2 players sitting on the back line. Futsal Factory's got 2 players sitting on Cedars' back line. So they're doing their good job not making this easy. Ball comes right back in play. 1-on-1 with the goalie. Big save. Crafty approach. Crafty approach there. And that is the 10th save. I'm sure for Matt Plether, it feels like he's been in front of a firing squad all night. And he's up to the task, doing a fantastic job keeping this ball out of the net, keeping it 1-1, 87th minute. Cedars on the ball, looking to exploit this space up the left side as they've done so many times before. But look at this defensive effort. Futsal Factory, dedicated. Little give and go in the box. Scissor kick from Hassan Daoud. He's feeling it. Scissor kick on target. He says, oh, the bike didn't work. Maybe I'll just try a scissor kick. And here comes Futsal Factory. Can they exploit it? And that, again, that is not, they're just not making the best decisions on the ball. They're doing a great job counterattacking. They have acres of space. They've got players surging forward. The through ball up the middle is not the play there. You see professionals do it, but guess what? They're training 12 hours a day. It's a little bit of a different story. There's a beautifully weighted ball trying to find the feet of Jared Peterman. And Futsal Factory is down, but certainly not out. Ball's in play, and we're looking for some late dramatics. Give and go in the midfield, comes of nothing. Got to, here in this late in the game, you got to commit to those opportunities. And Peterman's just got to throw everything he's got at it to get on the end of it. Quick turn, 20 yards out, left-footed shot, goal! Futsal Factory. And that is Connor Simpson. He steps up, hits a calm shot, and you got to say, it's like a Twilight Zone. That ball just spinning on the ground and gets under the gloves of goalkeeper, Yanni Kanopoulos, and that's got to be his first mistake of the game. Huge goal here from Connor Simpson. Finds the ball, top of the box, 20 yards out, and just says, I'm going for it. Let's take it. Let's see what happens. Put it on frame, and with their first shot on target in the second half here, we have a goal. 1-1 game. Sometimes as a goalie, you don't see the ball for so long, and the alertness, you just kind of fade away from it, and just kind of shut down a little bit, and goals happen so quickly. Those shots is turning a hit, and you got to be ready at all times. Cedars are not going to be happy with this result, so here we go. Benitez on the ball. Issa finding the midfield, enjoying plenty of space, but as usual, as you get into that final 20 yards, it closes up. Right-footed cross from Issa gets deflected out, and we've got a Cedars corner, 90th minute. Ali Jafar, right-footed, outswinger. Cedars want to get their 3 points here. They don't want to drop anything. Here it comes. Header. And that's Rolando Benitez. That sails wide. And I'm sure Hassan Daoud is screaming him off the ball there. Slightly better positioning. And you want that hit in your 9, not your 6. Futsal Factory dumping it long. You get the sense that this 1-1 result is more than enough in this situation with how this game's been going. And there's a foul. They can't stop them. A little bit of a gentle, I'm not going to call it a dive, but here comes Ali Jafar on the ball. Sliding challenge. That's beautiful, beautiful technique as Esteban Morado slides in, gently knocks that one out. We got another corner kick. Rolling into the 2nd minute of stoppage time. Here come the big guns strolling forward. We're going to be looking for the heads of the likes of Jacob Walter. Ball comes in, header, and they found the right guy, but he didn't find the net. This one rolls out for a goal kick, and you got to wonder how much time is the ref going to add on to this one. Is there another goal brewing? Goal kick played quickly. Futsal Factory looking to get another goal. Not wasting any time. Coasting up the middle. Lazy in possession. Cedars back on the ball. Ahmad Hamad. This is the guy you want on the ball here in this situation. Cuts inside. Onto his left foot. Here comes a shot. Big save. The ball's still loose. Hassan Daoud comes in. No flag from the linesman. They're calling a foul on Hassan Daoud, and you got to say that's not what it looked like up here. Ahmad Hamad, such a dangerous player, coaxes out another save, the 6th of the night. Hassan Daoud already on a yellow. That goalie made a fantastic save. Matt spills it. Futsal Factory, understandably, asking for another yellow, trying to get a one-man advantage for the final seconds of this game. Red card stays in the pocket. We got Futsal Factory throw. 93rd minute. Big turnover. This one's going to roll out. Cedars throw. The dying breaths of the game here. No one even seems tired. Ali Jafar takes the throw. Hassan Daoud's got the ball on his left foot. He's looking for someone. Picks up a gentle foul. The ref's looking for advantage. Probably has a jersey pull there. And this is a very dangerous spot to give up a free kick at this stage in the game. 25 yards out. Right edge of the 6. Ref walks off the 10 yards. This is an absolute gift to a player that was just chirping at you a minute before Hassan Daoud's got an opportunity to draw blood. Left foot. Shot. Big save. That's a great attempt on net from Hassan Daoud, getting up and over that wall, curling. Goalkeeper's quick to get down. Big save. And Matt Plether might just walk away with the man of the match here tonight. That's his, I can't even count this high, 13th save of the night. The only goal that goes in on him is an own goal from his own retreating defender. This guy's having a lights out performance to keep Futsal Factory knotted up at 1 against a dangerous title contender, Cedars, who won this division last year. Futsal Factory picks up possession of the midfield, switches play over to the right side, just doesn't have the accuracy needed. Cedars back in possession, and now they're coming right back down your throat. Left side, Noor on the ball. Flag goes up for offsides, and it just doesn't look offsides, but linesman has the benefit of these football field lines to help with these decisions. Cedars looking to eat. The flag takes the meal away for now. Ref checks his watch. 95 minutes and change under our belt. And there's the final whistle. He's not having any more of it. This one ends 1-1. Unbelievable second half